everyone. I apologize for starting a little late, but we needed to get a quorum. This meeting is called to order. I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley, Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Motion passed. Next, I need a motion to approve the minutes from the meetings from March the 20th, 2023, the regular board meeting, and March the 28th, 2023, special call board meeting.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the minutes as provided to us for the March 20th meeting and the March 28th meeting.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes, sir.
We need a second.
You need a second?
I second that.
thank you. Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley, Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Motion approved. Motion approved.
Thank you. Next, we have public input.
We have one to speak for public input. When your name is called, please come to the podium. You will be given 2 minutes to speak, and there will be a timer to notify you that your time has ended. The first person we have is Mr. Charles Epps.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
Madam
Ms.
Chairperson. I'm former board member, former chairman. I got to speak fast, 5 minutes. I had a whole lot to say. But I'm here out of concern about charging neighborhood association a fee, a rental fee. And I'm pleading with you guys and asking you to reconsider that. Many of the neighborhood association don't take up a regime fee. They don't take up funding. It's a place they can meet. And the people who are meeting there is citizens, senior citizens that used to park for bingo. I want to say, if this agency needs money, and I know you get your funding from county council, I have folks right now, we are ready to go to county council. We're ready to go to the delegation, asking for more funding. I am concerned that RCRC have turned into a money-making business. And this agency is not a money-making venue. I can understand something you charge for, but neighborhood association and the majority of the people in many of these neighborhoods use the center is of 70% is of low income association. And I have another concern, even at the park at Bluff Road Park. You have the kids, young kids down there, 17, 18, 19, 21 years old, cannot use the park. You got a volleyball team down there. Money come first, and they're using the park. These kids are in the street. 6 o'clock, if a kid's not there by 6 o'clock, he cannot use free play. What the park is for? I am concerned about Richland County Recreation Commission. I will be meeting with some delegation, asking them if they need, if funding need to take place, fund this commission. But let's go back to play. Let's go back to having an enjoyable park, not making money. And it seemed like to me, this agency now is in the money-making business, and it shouldn't be in the money-making business.
Thank you, Mr. Epps. I have a question for you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have a question for you. Okay, the neighborhood association who wanted to use the agency, did they apply for a waiver? Because we give.
Yes,
waivers.
ma'am.
Was
When we
it
was chair,
denied?
yes, ma'am. When we was chair, we passed that to exempt neighborhood association and homeowner. You have to go back into your record. Association from being exempt from a fee.
Well, we have new
You have new
new
rules.
procedure and we have a new waiver request now.
Okay.
So that would help if you would have them to request a waiver, because we do allow the organizations if they establish in the neighborhood. And
Okay.
we don't have a fee for them.
Okay. No one said that to us, but we will be doing that.
And I would like to address that. As far as with homeowner associations, neighborhood associations, you do not get charged a facility fee. There is a deposit fee that has been approved and established by the board this year. So any associations or neighborhoods, if you having a meeting, a gathering, if it's like a monthly meeting, we do require and put that on the associations that we do charge the deposit, but you do get that back. But as far as with like renting the space, it's the normal that we've had. You don't get charged for
Well,
that.
we're asking that you even exempt that fee also. We're asking that. It'll be up to this board, but we're asking that you do that. And again, I'm willing to go we have folks ready and waiting right now to go to county council, go to the delegation, to plead with them for more money for this agency if you need more money.
We're not going to turn down any money. So we appreciate it if you do go to county council, because they're the ones who cut our funds and they're the ones who give us funds.
Oh, I've heard about it. I've been around a long time.
I know you have, sir.
And I've been talking with some of the council member about that. Please do what you can for this agency, because you have great workers, they're hard workers, and they're dedicated workers. And many of them that are here tonight, I know, and they've been here working hard for a long time.
Yes, they
But
have.
thank you for listening to me.
Thank you for coming. Maybe we could get back with you on that, the free play hours, because they are established hours for free play.
And before I go now, that the waiver that's fee, I need those papers. Y'all have those papers now?
I'm sorry?
No, we can send them to you though.
Can you get them to me?
Yes, we
You
can.
can get them down to Bluff Road Park. They know me,
Yes.
and we will apply for that. And I believe this should be around the board. I mean, over the other neighborhood association, because as I stated, many of the folks that use the park just to meet an hour shouldn't even be no fee. I'm appalled at that.
How much they charging you for the fee? Sir,
I don't know.
up here.
It's a $200 deposit.
Sir, I want to make sure we've had a lot of people comment, and I want to make sure we address your question. And so I want to make sure, Mr. Epps, that I say thank you for coming. I can tell your passion, but I want to make sure that you realize that we are not charging you a fee to use the facility. What you are being charged is a deposit that is required. And upon you using the facility and leaving it in good condition, that fee is returned. So there is a net no cost to you and any neighborhood association. So I want to make sure that we go on the record and clear that, because it's been a little bit of back and forth, and I want it to be clear. So tonight, for tonight's purpose, please know that your board is not, in fact, charging a neighborhood association to use the community rooms. You are being charged a deposit, and that was a board decision.
And I want to go on record asking you to reconsider the charge of $200.
Sure.
Because
Yes, sir.
again, they don't take up the fee where it's coming. And
Correct.
oftentimes when we send out flyers, I pay for that out of my pocket. Other neighborhood association in the area don't have to be in the Bluff area, but on down the road, gas and these stuff.
Yes, sir.
These people pay for flyers and stuff
Yes,
out
sir.
of their pocket
And-
because they don't have the money.
Yes, sir. And I understand. And that is why that fee is returned when we have our facility where we know it's in good condition. But we can have a separate conversation
Yes, ma'am.
with you about that. But just for tonight's purpose, it is a refundable deposit. So the net is zero.
I understand that too, but it got to come from somewhere. Not that I'm arguing with you, but I want this board to reconsider. And I'm willing to go to county council with you. I'm already talking with them about that
Yes.
because something need to be done.
Yes, sir. Thank you so
So you
much.
want us to reconsider the $200 deposit is what you want?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because we don't take up a fee. It's not like some of these exclusive homeowner association that pay a yearly fee, maybe $500 or something like that. Most of these people are low income and on fixed income.
Next, we'll have the financial report. I'm sorry, were you getting ready?
I was letting you know that's it for public input for tonight.
Thank you so much.
Good evening to Chair Lindsay, members of the Commission Board. I'd like to begin tonight by providing you with an update on the General and Enterprise Fund financials for the period of July 1, 2022 through March 31st, 2023. Total revenues for the General Fund for this 9-month period were approximately $15.1 million compared to $14.6 million this time last year. Represents approximately a $460,000 increase in revenues, or approximately 3.2% increase. The largest driver for that increase was property tax revenue. And that was mainly due to the timing of property tax payments to the commission. Please keep in mind that there was an overall decrease in the property tax revenue allocation for fiscal year 23. So while we are seeing an increase in revenue currently, we do expect that to that gap to shrink. Program revenues for this 9-month period were $667,000 compared to $617,000 around this time last year. Represents approximately $50,000 increase in revenues, or an 8% increase. Parks and rental, as well as recreational revenues, were the largest drivers for this increase from this time last year. Total general fund expenditures for this period were $10.8 million compared to $10.4 million this time last year. Represents approximately 4.6% increase, or $473,000. The biggest driver for this increase would be fleet expenses. That's related to fuel, repairs, and supply expenses, and IT expenses related to Kronos licensing and supply increase due to the need to purchase RecTrack card readers for the RecTrack implementation. Enterprise fund revenues for the current period were approximately $771,000 compared to $764,000 this time last year. That represents approximately $7,000 increase, or a 1% increase. Total enterprise fund expenditures for this period were $653,000 compared to $946,000 this time last year. Represents approximately 31% decrease, or $293,000. The largest driver for that decrease was capital outlay expenditures. We did incur costs last year related to the sand trap renovation, as well as roofing repairs that needed to be done at the clubhouse, both of which were one-time expenditures. Are there any questions?
Oh, yeah. You won't have nothing in the red. So we got nothing in the red.
That's correct.
We made up $5 million a year.
We did not, we didn't end the year in the red, last year. Basically, the first half of the fiscal year, why you were seeing a deficit, it was largely due to the timing in which we received property tax revenue. Just keep in mind, we do receive the majority of our revenue, our property tax revenue, in the last half of the fiscal year. And that's largely due to the timing that the county receives property tax payments from the citizens of Richland County. So typically the first 2 quarters of the year, we are running a deficit. However, when those property tax revenues start to come in, usually in January and February, we start to see that we are in a surplus position at that point. And I anticipate that trend to continue through the remainder of the fiscal year.
So that means we'll be able to start getting a company at our cost of living rate.
We implemented a 3% cost of living adjustment in January that took effect for all full-time and part-time employees. And when we do the budget update later on during this meeting, we will discuss, the plans for the upcoming fiscal year.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. We do not have any unfinished business. I'm sorry.
One more thing too,
Sure.
I had it written down in my notes here, right? Most things I'll just say some notes, but the longevity pay, will we be able to reinstate that?
It remains to be seen what the final figures from Richland County are going to look like going into the new fiscal year. That is something that we can discuss. I will present, the preliminary figures and the budget as planned, but between now and the third reading, that occurs with county council, those no mill increase figures and the mill cap figures are subject to change. Typically, they do increase some. So it's largely dependent on the availability of funds.
And Commissioner Mobley, I think that'll be a discussion that I would have with the board on that topic.
Do you know anything about the pay band thing?
The pay band changes. Yes, we anticipate to begin a compensation study to update our compensation structure. The goal is to complete that during this quarter and the last quarter of fiscal year 23. And we anticipate making any required updates to employee compensation in the new fiscal year.
Okay, since we don't have any unfinished business, we will go to new business. So I think you need to stay in place, right?
Sure.
Okay. I make a motion. I need a motion to do
He has to do
Not
his
yet.
presentation
Let's do the
first.
presentation first.
presentation. Yeah.
Yes, his
Oh.
presentation first.
I'd like to present for your review the proposed general fund and enterprise fund budget figures for fiscal year 23-24. And before we review the figures, I wanted to briefly introduce the RCRC budget development process. On January 20th, the RCRC Finance Office distributed budget templates and planning materials to division heads to aid them in preparing their annual budget requests. These materials were reviewed and completed between January 20th and February 24th. On February 24th, finalized program and operating budgets were due to the Finance Office for review and consideration. This includes position requests, conference and travel requests, as well as professional membership requests. Between February 27th and March 10th, RCRC administration conducted an initial review of budget proposals, which included meeting with each of the division heads to discuss their proposals and priorities for the upcoming fiscal year. And between March 10th and April 5th, RCRC administration conducted final reviews and we edited the budget document prior to presentation to RCRC board commissioners. In developing the program and operational budgets, we considered historical revenue and expense data in order to project activity for fiscal year 24. We also considered anticipated and planned initiatives and projects in developing these budget documents. The budget development process was collaborative as input from division leaders was requested and considered when making decisions on how to allocate resources. All budget requests were reviewed for reasonableness and alignment with agency goals and priorities. The slide that's currently being presented includes the proposed general fund budget for fiscal year 24. Total revenues for the fiscal year 24 budget were $19.4 million. The majority of this revenue comes from property taxes. Initial fiscal year 24 projections from Richland County were $16.2 million for the no mill increase funding level and $17.4 million at the mill cap funding level, both of which represent an increase from the current fiscal year. Expense projections were largely based on historical spending levels and incorporated planned initiatives and capital projects. This would include a planned 3% COLA increase for RCRC staff, which would be effective January 2024. It also includes capital projects such as parking lot renovations, racquetball court repairs, playground system improvements, pool facility improvements, and general HVAC and roofing repairs. Proposed budget and planned initiatives may be revised based on final approved figures from Richland County. As I said a moment ago, typically this no mill increase in mill cap figure, they are typically adjusted as the county receives additional information in regards to population increase.
I have a question.
Yes.
Last year, when we did the budget, you put the tuition reimbursement for employees. Has that been reinstated?
We did not include that figure, and it was largely due to the desire to try to address a 3% COLA increase for the employees, as well as the needed capital improvements across the agency.
So we're not going to reinstate it this year?
Currently, it is not included in this budget figure.
Are you considering it for this year, for the new year?
We did not consider it. We looked at it at first, but because we had to scale down and get it down to our figures of what the counties gave us, we kind of prioritized what we want to increase and have a COLA, put that towards the COLA for our employees this year. So if we do get additional funds and increase, we can consider that at that time.
I personally think it's a very important program. And I think we should look at some way to put it in the budget. Because that should be an incentive also for the employees to increase their education and to get their skills better.
That is something when we receive the final figures from the county that we can try to incorporate if funding levels do increase and funds are available.
I have a follow-up question on tuition reimbursement. Where is that expense? Where is it on the line item? I know it's not there, but where is it included? Is it operation or is it program and marketing? I know it's not there, but where is it? Where was that line item last year and the year before last?
That is actually included under the other administrative line item that you see. The budget for the proposed budget for fiscal year 24 is $299,000. That figure typically includes professional services. Personnel expenses that are non-salary or fringe related.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
In a previous meeting, there was a discussion about a compensation study. That is not included in this budget. Is that correct? An expense for a compensation study.
No, we was going to look at this year's surplus to do the compensation study that we already kind of allotted in the identified in the budget that we could actually do.
But I just want to make sure I'm clear in understanding. We're not sourcing an outside vendor to perform a compensation study. We have not included that under that other administrative fee.
It wasn't included in this budget because we anticipate incurring that expense at the end of the current fiscal year. So it would impact this year's budget.
Okay, I guess I'll follow up with that. I'll follow up. I understand it's not in this budget, but we're thinking that if we have a surplus for those funds, that we would be using that for a compensation study.
That's correct. We anticipate that we will have a surplus and we would be able to absorb those costs in the current fiscal year.
All right, I'm challenged by that. So I'll make sure I follow up with the team about that. Thank you.
For enterprise fund, this slide presents the proposed enterprise fund budget for fiscal year 24. Total revenues equaled 1.3 million, which is in line with the fiscal year 22-23 projections. Like the enterprise fund projections, like the general fund projections, the enterprise fund expense projections were largely based on historical spending levels and incorporated planned initiatives and capital projects. As with the general fund, we incorporated a 3% COLA increase for employees, which we project to be effective January 2024. Were there any questions on the general or enterprise fund proposed budget? Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
I'm sorry, I have a question for clarification. When is this proposed budget due to county council? What's the date that it's due?
It's due the end of the first week in May.
Okay. The reason why I ask is because we're missing additional council members, and I do not know if they had any questions. Have you? I want to make sure their voice is heard, but I haven't spoken with any of them. Have you gotten any questions or answered their questions?
No one has reached out today. I would be happy to follow up with them to
Okay.
see if they had any questions that I can address.
Is Ashley still on the phone?
Mhm.
Ashley, did you have any questions for Ryan or the team?
I do not have any.
I guess.
Did you hear me? I do not have any questions.
Yes, we heard you. Thank you.
Are you prepared to vote on this proposed budget? We're missing 3 additional members, and so I wanted to give some thought to that.
Do we have to vote on that tonight?
No, we don't.
No, we can have a special call meeting to vote once the other commissioners voice their opinion or if they have any questions.
I think I would feel better doing that. Is that okay?
Thank you. So we'll table, and Lindrick Enterprise Funds. Next, we'll have request for waiver of facility fees. We got a request from the Girl Scouts.
Yes, so the request for waiver of facility fees, this is for a Girl Scout fundraiser. This event will be held on May 27th, 2023 at North Springs Park. In your packet, you should find the facility application information for their event. They would like to hold a silent auction inside, have lunch, snacks, and non-alcoholic drinks for sale, hold a walkathon, and a jump-a-thon for the girls. They'll have a raffle basket and have a lunch area. And this will allow the girls to interact with the community while raising funds for their summer trips.
I just have a question. So is this a Girl Scout troop that's sponsoring this event? I see a person's name. What troop is this? And is everybody invited in the community to this event, or is this limited to Girl Scout members only?
I'm unsure of that question, but I can follow up.
Yeah, I just want to make sure this is a troop sponsored activity and that this event is open to anyone who'd like to attend versus just a members only event.
This for Girl Scout Troop 517.
Where's troop 517 out of? I'd like to get more information, if that's okay. I just want to make sure this is a troop-sponsored event. I certainly don't have a problem if it's a local Girl Scout troop.
I can do this a follow-up and maybe we can have that on the special call, the next special call meeting.
Right, their event is on 5/27.
Yeah, May 27th.
So I would say, can we table the request for the Girl Scouts until we have the information about the troop, their location, and about the ability to serve anybody that would like to attend this event?
Also, on the application, it's given a street address, but it doesn't say what city or state she's located in. And the contact person. Unless you have that information, I'll just show her address, street address. Next, we have a recommendation to lower the tennis fees. I got some information from 3 other locations around the city. Casey Tennis Center charged $5 per person. Lexington charged $3 and $5 per person. And then Columbia Tennis Center charges $3 per person. So I would like for us to reconsider and to lower our rates from $10 and $15 per person, so we can have more children to be able to attend and get training. And also that would be a break for the senior citizens. So what I was recommending, what I'd like to recommend is that we charge the children $3 and the adults $5.
What is the current rate?
The current rate is
The
10.
current rate is $10 for resident, $15 for non-resident. And so if you're considering having a youth age, you say your recommendation was $3 for youth and $5 for adult. Are you recommending $3 for resident and $5 for non-resident?
Question. If there is a financial hardship, can they not apply for a scholarship or something through the foundation to get that fee paid? No?
We were charging $3 and $5, and I'm recommending we go back to $3 and $5 instead of 10 and 15, because I had some people that were concerned they had a couple of children and they couldn't afford the $10 per child.
And the previous fees was $3 for resident and $5 for non-resident for tennis court fees.
For children.
No, it was just a flat fee, $3 for resident, $5 for non-resident.
Just go back to what it was previously.
Is this all the courts? Is this all the tennis courts or just the one called Stevens?
No.
All in Richland County.
Currently, right now, this site and location is where it's mainly staffed, mainly have a lot of tennis participation. That site is not like some of the other locations. They don't have a building and a staff right there. So currently, right now, that's where the fees are being taken.
I'm not opposed to lowering the fees for residents, but I am opposed to lowering the fees for non-residents.
Well, now, we have a lot of tournaments over here, and they pay a set fee for the tournaments.
Right.
They pay a lot for this. So that way it kind of compensates for lower rates. It's not like we're losing anybody, but I just want more people to be able to participate.
Right.
According to the.
Kind of agree with Brittany.
What?
I kind of agree with Brittany because you're going to non-resident. That's all you're going to get.
That's not true. We have a lot of individuals that live around here, but let's say a person came in and he bought like 3 children and he couldn't afford to pay $10 for each child and himself. And that was brought to me as a concern.
If he's a resident, we can go back to the $3 to $5. But if it's a non-resident, that's difficult not to have an increased fee for a non-resident.
But if you look at the comparison,
They do a non-resident?
Their fee, what you're looking at there is across the board is I think one location is $3 to $5, but it's just a flat fee, whether you're a youth or adult, that's just that flat fee. One of the other locations have it by the hour. So we previously had our court fees, $3 for residents, $5 for non-residents. And it was not separated adult and youth. It was just that flat fee.
The city of Columbia. The city of Columbia does only $3 per person. So I'm saying, I just think we should lower the fees. We can vote on it later, or we can wait. But since it's, the children are out, they need some kind of activities for the summer. And I hate to wait another month just to approve fees when we to lower the fees.
Are you okay with 10 for non-residents?
No.
You want it to be 5? And what for residents?
3.
So
That's what we
3
have
for
now.
3 for residents and
5 for
5 for
non-residents.
non-residents. James, how you feel? Commissioner Mobley, sorry. How do you feel about that? Commissioner Ashley, are you still on the phone?
I am.
What are your thoughts on that?
I'm okay with the 3 and the 5.
Thank you very much.
Brittany, but you didn't agree with that. Is that what you said?
No, I was just wanted it to be a little bit higher for non-residents.
For non-residents? Okay.
I'm okay with $3. Honestly, I'm okay with $3 for the summer. I mean, honestly, I have no
Yeah.
intentions of doing anything. I feel like some of that money's got to come from somewhere. Non-residents are not contributing to our tax. So, I mean, I'd love to have just tell them come play tennis for free this summer. Did you live with free this summer and $10 in August?
That's too confusing.
Just saying.
We appreciate you.
I'm agreeable. I'm agreeable.
Thank you.
I'd love for it to be free though. Would it
Well, I
be,
thought about it.
would it be a total, I mean, for children? How do we, well, I mean, 3. To me, we're splitting hairs at this point. $3, $2. I mean, I love for children that live in the county whose families are already committing to the taxes to have an opportunity to do that. But I mean, I do feel like there should be some amount that a non-county resident should pay. So that's just my thought. But I can make a motion for whatever you all would like me to do.
Okay.
What you think? Ashley, what you think?
What does Tamika recommend?
3 and 5.
That's my recommendation.
Okay, well, I'm taking it then. All right, I'd like.
Okay. I'm gonna go with I guess the recommendation of Tamika and Don Zetta.
Perfect.
Thank you.
No problem. I'd like to make a motion that we adjust or amend the fees for the use of the tennis center and revert back to our old fees, which is $3 and $5.
And if that doesn't work out, can we look at this again? Like if we need to start charging more or something like that?
Yes, we can always go back and adjust it
Okay.
for the summer.
Yes,
We have a motion.
he seconded.
I know. So,
Okay.
okay.
Commissioner Lindsay,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley, Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
We'll now have the interim executive director's report.
Thank you, Chair Lindsay. So I want to start with the project updates. We have for Kelly Mills Sports Complex, the fencing of the multipurpose field at the sports complex is complete. North Springs Park, the paving to the ball field has been completed. At Dennis Terrace, the walking trail was clean. We had some residents that had some concerns about that, so that was taken care of. Kaufman Road Park, the concession stand upgrades are completed at that site. Blythewood Park, the concession stand is being repaired from some of the damages that we had over the holidays, so we are moving forward with that. We will have, I have provided for you tentative dates for the Richland County budget process. These are some dates that we have received. If any other changes beyond this, then I will give you an update. May 2nd, we will have our first reading for the millage agency, which will only be titles only. And usually that's just listing the agency and the amount that was reported or given to the county. May 4th, Richland County's general fund work sessions will be held from 3 to 5 p.m. On May the 11th, we have the public hearing for the fiscal year 24 budget special, and that's usually a special call meeting at 6 o'clock. On May 25th, there will be a second reading of the special call meeting. On June the 13th, that will be the third reading of the at the regular board meeting, and that will be the final day that they will approve budget. Other items, as of April 1st, the agency no longer requires masks. It is now an option for individuals to protect themselves. This decision was made based on the CDC, and the South Carolina DHEC currently uses the term endemic concerning COVID-19. That means that the disease is circulatory in a community at expected or normal levels, minus an occasional outbreak, for instance, similar to the flu. South Carolina, along with other states and the federal government, has begun treating COVID-19 as an endemic virus due to declining cases and hospitalization rates, as well as increased ability of vaccines, treatments, and rapid testing. Sites will still have masks available just in case someone would need them. And so RCRC will continue to follow any South Carolina DHEC guidelines and CDC guidelines as deemed necessary. We have prepared documentation for 5 vehicles to be sent to state auction. So we're ready to move forward with sending them over to sell. And lastly, RCRC is currently featured and board members, you should have a copy of that. We are featured in the South Carolina Parks and Recreation Association Spring Magazine edition for the following programs. We have our Skills and Drills Clinic at St. Andrews Park, which that's on page 7. We have our chair volleyball for our active adults, which is on page 20 and 21. And then also our health and wellness fairs at St. Andrews, North Springs, Bluff Road, and Ballantyne Community Center. That's also on page 20 through 21. So we are featured in this spring's magazine. And that ends my report.
Thank you, Tamika.
Welcome.
Let me just make a point. Quick. The finance officer, he gives us on the TV, he shows us what he's doing. Ms. Venable, she do the same thing. She shows us what she's doing. I recommend that these projects that we contract out, it's like you telling us now, the fencing of the multi-purpose center there at Kelly Mills, we ain't seen it. We don't know what they did. We don't know what they're gonna do. If y'all could bring them in here and tell these contractors to show us on this TV and show us what they're doing from start to finish, then we'll know exactly what's happening. It's like you got the Carbon Road is up, it's completed. You got the session stands prepared. We don't know nothing about that. But I suggest from this point out, we'll talk about it. I'll talk to the board about it. But I think we should start having these contractors coming here and show us what they're doing. So we'll know exactly what they're doing. So next year, year after that, we can go with the one that the guy in from Bluff Road come in here and tell us that, something wrong. We can go back in here and say the contractors came in here and showed us what they did. But we can't prove that if they didn't show us what they did. So I would suggest, that's a suggestion from me, that all the contracts, when the contract first came out, when I came in, they gave me a whole bunch of contracts to vet out. I couldn't vet them contracts in 2 days, that's why I told them. But I don't know what they're doing. They never gave me a chance to vote. Every week I came, when I first came in here, every week, a month that I came in here, I had a stack of contracts to go through the vote on. All these contracts have been out now, and I talk to people now, people tell me that roads ain't paid down here, Coleman Road, this ain't paid, that ain't paid. We can prove that's paid if the contractors come in and show us what they did. We can't prove what they did just on paper. We got to see the deal on. So if I figure we start filling our contracts and we can see what they're doing, then we'll be able to show everybody else when they come in here what we've done. If he come from Coleman Road and tell us that the road ain't paid, we can show them that the contractor came in and showed us the road is paid. Can't do it with this. But I'll talk to the board about it and see how they feel about it.
We'll discuss that in executive session.
Well, I do trust that when I do meet my staff and I do give you an update on projects, that the work is being done and we are working with contractors to get the work done. If you would like for me to provide you, pictures or presentation for me to come in, I'll be happy to do so.
And also, our contractors come in and said, we just started to put a project at Coleman Road. Here it is. My workers were working. Then I want them to come back in here and say, we are halfway through with this. Show us. Then when they get finished, come in here and show us this is complete. Let us see it. I'll be happy with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll discuss that in executive session, James. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we can talk about it.
Thank you.
I'd like to say thank you as well. I have a question about the Blythewood Park, the concession stand. I'm glad to hear it's being repaired. Was that a situation, did we file a claim in that case? That was a water damage.
Yeah.
That was a
Mhm.
file. Okay, so that was an insurance claim. Thank you. And I have a question about the tentative dates for the budget. I've got the tentative, I know they're tentative. I guess my question is that May 25th, that special call meeting, is that tentative for us as a special call?
That's
or that county?
The county.
That's their special call meeting. Okay, that's the Thursday before holiday. That's why I asked. Okay, thank you.
And also, I think we need to mention the dates that the accreditation team will be here.
Yes, the accreditation team will be here May 30th through June 2nd.
And I have the 5 vehicles that are slated to state auction. I'm excited about that opportunity. When will they go to auction?
Being that I informed you tonight, then we'll send over the paperwork tomorrow.
Perfect, thank you. And congratulations to the programs that were featured in the Association magazine. I'm pretty proud of that, and we all should be proud. So thank you for those people that participated in those events, and also the people that submitted that to the news magazine. Thank you.
Now we'll have the community relations manager report from Felicia Venable.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board. We've hosted the following event since our previous board meeting. We had Richland County High School Player of the Year girls basketball on the 22nd of March here at Park Lane Adult Activity Center. We'd like to say congratulations to Jessica Woods of Westwood High School. She's the proud recipient of a $2,000 scholarship. So we say congratulations to her. And thank you to the staff that participated. And thank you to Lisa Luce Hutchison for hosting that event. On March the 25th, we hosted the Cottontail Festival that was held at Meadow Lake Park. We'd like to say thank you to Chair Donzetta Lindsay for your attendance. and assistance in that event. She was Miss Vanna White, handing out baskets to the Golden Egg winners. So we'd like to say thank you. Despite the rain, it was initially hosted as an outdoor event, but we don't let rain stop us here at Richland County Recreation Commission. So we just brought things inside. And the kids were able to have Easter egg hunts that we improvised by using swimming pools. And they still got an opportunity to search for those golden eggs. And we had over 300 people in attendance despite the rain. On March the 29th, here at Park Lane Adult Activity Center, there was tea time. We had over 50 seniors that were dressed beautifully to the nines with their fedoras and their hats. And they had high tea here at Park Lane Adult Activity Center, and everyone enjoyed the event. And they also had a beautiful fashion show. Here at the agency, we hosted several Easter egg hunts and Easter events. I'll list just a few. On April the 1st, Blythewood Park hosted their Easter extravaganza. They had over 73 people in attendance. So I'd like to say thank you to Jew at Blythewood Park. We also didn't leave the seniors out. We had an active egg hunt at Bluff Road Park on April the 5th with over 15 participants. Instead of having candy and prizes in the eggs, they actually had some cash for the seniors. So I'd like to say thank you to Henry and Cynthia at Bluff Road. They also had 3 golden egg winners, and they put together some baskets. So the seniors, they hid the eggs on the playground and they were so excited. And one of the seniors actually prepared breakfast. So prior to them having the Easter egg hunt, they enjoyed some fish and some grits. We also had an Easter bash at Polo Road Park on April the 8th, and they had over 50 people in attendance. So thank you to the staff at Polo Road Park. And this weekend, we had a wonderful event, and we'd like to say thank you to the commissioners that's present here today. Commissioner Mobley, Commissioner Chair Lindsay, and Commissioner Singleton were all in attendance. We had over 1,000 tickets sold, and they raised $30,000 for the Richland County Recreation Foundation. So we'd like to say thank you to all of the staff. We heard nothing but great things. We did have a few complaints about the noise levels from some of the residents in the summit, but we told them that it was a wonderful event, well attended. The staff did a phenomenal job. I want to say a special thank you to Lisa Lewis Hutchison and to Leslie Wilson for leading the way for Jazz Fest 2023. Our upcoming events for the remainder of April. On the 22nd, we have the Farm Fest that will be held at Gaston Park Community Center. On the 26th, actually at our administrative office across the street, we will have the Volunteer Appreciation Social. And you guys have that flyer in front of you, so we'd like to personally invite you to come out. We'll have a basketball skills competition on the 28th at Bluff Road Park. On the 29th and the 30th, we'll have the 7th annual badminton tournament at Churnham Park. And also on the 29th, we'll have Pine Grove Rosenwald annual heritage celebration at the Pine Grove Community Center. And the 29th is a busy day. We'll have the Sweet Potato Festival at Hopkins Park also on that day. And then on that day, we'll have one of our employees to retire on the 29th at Denny Terrace Community Center. And then in May, we'll have a blood drive at Blythewood Park. And also in May, we'll have the Mother's Day potluck brunch at Gaston Community Center. Thank you.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
I had a call about parking, so let's kind of check on that too.
A little bit of
At
parking?
Jazz Festival,
Yes, sir.
they called me about parking.
Now, we did have a shuttle. So did they get on the shuttle or they just didn't like parking
They said
away?
they had a problem.
Okay. We would definitely check on that. And the resident that called and complained about the noise level, I told them we'll follow up with that as well. But thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Venable, I think we all agree that you all, everyone who participated in all of these events, from all of the Easter, I mean, I was seeing countless opportunities for Easter egg hunts, inside, outside, candy, money. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just cannot say how proud I was. Not, and it happens often, but really I felt like this month with all of the activities and everything, people were just really, really, really working hard. And that does not go unnoticed. And I want to say that, and I'll say that again. Yesterday, Saturday, but with the Jazz Festival was certainly another opportunity where we shine and shine bright. We had an amazing, amazing event, and the problems that we had, in my opinion, were good problems. You know, not enough parking because it was a whole lot of people. Music that permeates through our community, outdoor festivals. It's a return that we're outside. And so I'm just excited. And I know that you all worked really, 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 really hard. And you're here tonight working hard again. And so I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for everybody. So I know that Lisa's not here with us, but I want, if she's on the call or can hear my voice, to know that I appreciate you all, everyone that participated. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
We appreciate your support.
Yes.
Think about getting the temptation.
Temptation. We'll put it on a list.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session.
Second.
Commissioner Lindsay,
Yes.
Commissioner,
It ain't gonna do us no good to go back there. We're not. Let's just bypass that.
Did you guys say Commissioner Miller? Because it went out.
Commissioner Miller,
We're getting ready to go into executive.
Yes.
We can call you on the phone.
Commissioner Mobley, Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Madam Chairwoman and board members, we don't have the quorum now, but we met in executive session, we've come out, no action was taken, and the meeting is now over. Because you don't have a quorum, you can't vote on that, but the meeting ends because of lack of a quorum and no action was taken.
The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.